Hello guys. As we were working on a tool which is called MITMF, and I have walked you through a lot of things that I told you that how we can actually DNS spoof using MITMF, how we can be the man in the middle, and we actually redirected traffic from one page which our target was actually asking to open, and then we made them open another page we actually wanted them to open. We captured the packets, and we saw that how we can actually strip the HTTPS to HTTP websites, and then we also captured the usernames and passwords. So in this video I am actually first of all I am going to walk you through the help section of MITMF, because there are a lot of things we can do other than that on MITMF. It is a very great framework. So I will going to type MITMF help, and here you can see that there is a long list of things we can actually perform using MITMF. So first of all, it is telling me the usage, then the help, then the version, and here you can see that it also has an option for SMB trap, where SMB trap we actually exploit the SMB trap vulnerability with simple flag. Then we use this, we actually SSL stripped the traffic, and I told you that we cannot do that for some pages like Google or Facebook, but you can still try this tag, which is double dash HSTS, and it will try to actually SSL strip for us. So we have been using spoof, we used ARP, and if we actually want, we have been actually exploiting the ARP vulnerability. I told you that we are actually exploiting the way ARP actually works. So we can also use ICMP. So ICMP are a kind of packets which flow. Like for example, if we try to ping a network, if we try to ping a server, so these are the type of packets which are forwarded. We can use DHCP to actually do MITMF. Then the DNS, we use the DNS flag, where we actually made someone to open a page which we wanted them to open. Then there is a shell shock vulnerability we can exploit, and in the tutorials you can see that we are actually giving it the gateway IP. So our gateway IP has been 192.168.1.1, or it has been 10.0 .2.1, which is the gateway IP of our router. So we can also specify a gateway MAC flag, where we don't have to give it the IP, we will just give it the gateway MAC. And the targets, we specified the targets, and if in ignore, we can actually tell it to not capture or not run MITMF on a specific target. So there are a few options I want you to look into, is that double dash inject. So inject is a kind of payload, or if it is a kind uh, of thing which we can use with MITMF, that we can inject any type of JavaScript code or HTML code into the page of our target. So we can display anything on their browser if we want, just by using the inject flag. And then there are two options we can use with inject. For example, we can just inject a URL into their target, into their page, or we can inject a payload. Similarly, we can use a JavaScript file in which our code is written, or we can use a JavaScript URL or HTML URL. So it totally depends upon us. So I am going to show you that how we actually inject our code into their browser. So we will look into that in this video. But for now, I also want to show you a few more things. So here is the JavaScript keylogger. So it is great. As I told you that in some cases where you cannot actually capture the usernames and password. So what we can do is we can actually capture their keystrokes, like we can capture what they are actually typing on their keyboard. So by doing that, we actually get all the values or all the key presses or the buttons they actually pressed, and then we can see that what our target has been actually trying to type. And there is another payload we can use, which is screenshotter. So what screenshotter do is that it actually captures the screenshots of our target. Using both of them is very simple. We can actually for example, I want to run the screenshotter, so this is the flag I need to set. So I can just say screen, and in here I can type it that after how many seconds I actually want it to capture the screenshots. So I say double dash screen, or I can say 10 seconds or 5 seconds, 4 seconds. It totally depends upon me. So that how I actually want it to capture the screenshot and how after how many time. So we are not going to look into that because you can do that by yourself. It is very easy. For now, I'm going to show you double dash JS keylogger. So command is very simple. We just say MITMF, then the ARP, then spoof, then the gateway, then the target, and then the interface, and then the flag or option we actually want to set, which is double dash JS keylogger. And it is also telling us that injects a JavaScript keylogger into client's web pages. So I press enter, and MITMF will start for me, and we will see that how actually we are able to capture the screen, the keystrokes of our target. So here you can see that it is saying that JavaScript keylogger has been active now, and it is a version 0.2, and there are some other things it started for us. I told you that it starts SSL strip by default and some other stuff, SMB server online and HTTP server online. So now what we need to do is we need to go to our target, and we can then start writing anything we want. So I'm going to actually reload this page. So now I can actually type any email address I want. For example, I can say bilalshah@gmail.com, and here I can put a password. For example, I say Bilal Shah, and I click sign in. So I don't have to actually click sign in to capture the keystrokes because the keylogger is written for us, and we don't need to actually press any button or anything for it to actually capture the keystrokes. The strokes are actually captured once we are writing. So we are going to see the result in here. It is telling that it is the username and password is invalid because this is not a valid password. But now we're going to go to Kali and see that if we actually found the keystrokes or not. So here you can see that it is telling us that it has been actually capturing the keystrokes, and here it is. You can see that it is telling us that injected JavaScript file in this website, and that is something which I was typing. I type BILAL, then SHAH, and then it's telling us that these are the keys, bilalshah@gmail.com, where I am actually typing it. I was typing it in the field of username, and you can see that email there, but the name of this input tag is actually username in the background. So it is telling me that this field I have been typing into. Then here you can see that in the password field I actually typed Bilal Shah, and it has been capturing all the keystrokes I was actually writing. So JavaScript keylogger is actually working for us, and we successfully managed to capture the things our target was actually typing. So I'm going to stop it for now, and now I'm going to show you how we can actually I am going to split the screen here. So I can say MITMF help, and we will go to the section where it is telling us how we can inject our JavaScript code. So here it is. What we can do now is we need to inject our JavaScript code into our targets page. So we can say inject, and after that we need to tell it we are not going to do it with a URL, we are going to do it with a JavaScript payload. So we write double dash JS payload, and after that we can actually give it any JavaScript code to actually run for us on the target machine. But for now I am only going to write a simple command which is going to do an alert, and we do it like this. So I can write JavaScript code executed. So I'm going to walk you again through it. So you can see that I am only telling it to inject our code, and then I am telling it that it is a JavaScript code, and after that what I am typing is this is just a simple JavaScript code which is going to make an alert for us on the browser of our target. So I press enter and it has started for us now. It is going to tell us that it has started the inject payload for us, and here you see that it is saying that inject is now working and it is version 0.4. We can now go to our target, and this is a website. For example, I am browsing and I am actually going to type it again so you can see that how it is working. So now you can see that it is telling me that this site says JavaScript code executed. So what this means is that our JavaScript code is actually executed on the page which our target has been using. So there are a lot of JavaScript codes we can use. You can Google them, and then you can actually steal their cache, and you can steal their cookies, and you can do all that stuff which can actually make some things to happen on the browser of our target. So it is very easy. If you want to use a file with it, what you can do is you can just store let me show you. You can store this code in a file, and then you can say that inject and JavaScript file or HTML file. Here it is that you can say inject. First you need to say inject, then you can say JavaScript file, and after that you are going to give it the URL of a JavaScript file. So I actually want you to try harder and spend some time on MITMF. As you can see that it can do a lot of stuff, and then you can start working on it, and then you can do a lot of crazy stuff using this tool. So in this video I just wanted to show you a few things that what JavaScript is MITMF is actually capable of, and we are not actually only bound to if of the security of the websites. We can do a lot of stuff, like if we cannot we cannot capture username and password, so we can actually run a payload which is called JavaScript keylogger, where it is capturing the keystrokes for us, and then we can inject our own code into their pages, and all the stuff it can be done with using MITMF. And so in the next video I am going to tell you that how we can protect ourselves from all these attacks, and how we can actually use MITMF in a real network or